Hello, 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 my llama loving friends. Namaste, bitches. Alrighty, so I made that way too long intro video. And I will probably, I've got some stuff recorded. I just haven't uploaded anything because I'm still editing the meditations. I just recorded a few of them. So the meditation may be up before this one. Not sure, because I'm gonna have to edit this maybe. Still trying to figure out all the YouTube stuff and the editing, and I'm trying to like figure out how people do things. So, but I want to jump right in. I'm gonna be conscious of the time. I don't want to make this more than like 15 or so minutes. Definitely not more than 20. And I do have notes, so I apologize. I'm just gonna be looking at my notes. So I didn't know what topic I wanted to dive in first, because I'm just kind of all over the mental health and spirituality and holistic board here with all of my topics. But I decided to go on the eating disorder topic first. That's kind of the reason why I ended up changing the channel to this instead of just like meditative type stuff, because of Stephen Hilton. So I decided to talk about that for my first couple videos. Well, I don't know if it'll be the first couple. I'm going to film a couple of them. What I think I'm going to do is do this video, and then since I'll start kind of diving into the steps, copying off of Stephen Hilton. I told him to watch my channel, but he probably didn't because he gets like a bajillion comments a day. Anyway, I will kind of like focus on my little workbook that I've been going through. I was supposed to have these today, but because the mail sucks and because Amazon sucks and it all just sucks right now, I did not get them, but I ordered tokens. Well, okay. I ordered poker chips that I was going to decorate as tokens, like sobriety tokens, but for eating disorders. I was going to buy some actual like sobriety chips, but they were all very expensive, or they all had like Alcoholics Anonymous or like AA. Like, it's really cool. They were really cool because it had like a triangle in the middle that was supposed to kind of represent an A. At least that's what I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. But then it had a circle in the middle, and then one on some of them, like the circle had a line in it, and I really kind of wanted those because it looked like the Deathly Hallows logo. Because I am a big geek too. I got some Harry Potter stuff on my witch wall, which when I talk about my holistic stuff and my witchy stuff, I will show around my little Zen room here. But right now it's kind of atrocious on that side of the room, the other side of the room. So we still got my chakra thing, and I'm just sitting on one of my pillows in here. So, oh yeah, this is just going to be, I'll go through the workbook and through each step, and I'll have like a video on each step and kind of like how I'm at. But I wanted these chips for today because I wanted to film this video today because I need to hurry up and start filming stuff. I didn't want to film the eating disorder videos until I was purge free for at least one day. And I wanted my chips so I could hold up a chip that said 24 hours or 2 days, either one, because I was going to do them last night, but the chips weren't coming in until Thursday. Today's Thursday and I ain't got no chips. But I have not purged since Tuesday night. That was just like, oh, I have to. I refused to let myself do it last night. So I haven't purged since Tuesday night, so I'm very excited about that. And hopefully we keep it going. But I will have the chips, and if I backslide, then we're back at square one. So when I can get a new 24-hour chip. So it's just me, but it's not just me because it's YouTube and it's hopefully viewers, and everybody's going to hold me accountable, and I'm coming up on 4.5 minutes, so I'm going to talk. Okay, so the eating disorder situation. I've been battling bulimia for around 17 years, which I said previously, and like I said, I started in college and learned how to do it from a class on adolescent development with a documentary book, a research study book, with research studies of teenagers. And it, incidentally, the method, I didn't want to do this. I don't want to like tell people how to do this if you can't make yourself throw up, but it was a eating utensil shoved down your throat. boom chicka, gag me with the spoon was a big like thing when I was a kid. And gag me with the spoon. I should have put 2 and 2 together when I was 16 trying to be bulimic. But, you know, my ass didn't do that. So I just gained weight for the next like 6 years. Oh, no. 5 years. 4 or 5 years. Because it was, well, no, yeah, 6 years. Because I was about 22. So, yeah. So that was a thing, and I learned how to do it, and I just never really stopped. I stopped here and there, but never a lot. Maybe I think I've probably gone like a week or 2. That is without being on some sad depression diets, because when I'm on a sad depression diet and I'm not eating, there's nothing to throw up. So, my problem is it's not just about weight anymore. It became a lot more about control. Like once I lost weight, I was cool. But then it became about control. It became about habit. It's like a different version of self-harm, like cutting. It's just puking. Like sometimes I would literally be so stressed or like I didn't know what else to do and nothing was in my control and I was just like spiraling that I would eat something just to throw up. Like it's not about weight anymore. Not entirely. I've been doing it more frequently recently because of weight issues and a little bit mostly because of weight and or because I have been gaining a little bit of weight coming off that depression diet, started to gain weight back, and number on the scale I try not to pay too much attention to, but it's getting a little bit bigger than I want it to. I focus more on like inches and how clothes fit, but it is what it is. I eat too much. It's not so much, it's usually not binging. I do have binge moments. But it's just, my eyes are bigger than my stomach and I just don't stop eating. I eat too fast and I don't stop, or it's like, well, I can't, it's so stupid. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it's like, well, it's here and I can't let it go to waste, even though all I'm going to do as soon as I finish it is head to the bathroom and throw up. But hey, at least I tasted it first and it got, into my stomach-ish. Yeah. So there's no logic behind anything related to eating disorders. I really can only speak about bulimia and about my experience with bulimia. But there's no logic. And that's, it's not something that you don't do that anymore. And okay, like why didn't I just think of that? I just won't do it anymore. It's like telling an addict not to take that drink or not to snort that line of Coke or whatever. Take that Oxy. Like, oh, you just have self-control. Don't do it. It's not about that. It's mental. It's like in your system. It's a habit. You need it to like exist. Like it's not the same thing with like the eating disorder and the addiction, like the substance addictions, but it's similar enough. And it's like once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. You could be sober for 30 fucking years and you're still an alcoholic. I could be purge free for 30 fucking years and I'm still bulimic. It's still a recovering, you're a recovering alcoholic, you're recovering bulimic, a recovering anorexic, a recovering overeater. Like there's so many freaking weird, I used to try to have the eating disorder. I don't even know what it's called. I forget what the name of it is, but where you like eat, like chew the food and you get the taste and all that fun stuff, but then you spit it out and you don't swallow it. So, you get the flavor, but then you just spit it out. Like, so you don't have to kill your esophagus and your stomach and all that shit with purging. It's fucked up. And people who want to come on, and because there was people on Stephen Hilton's page a couple days ago talking about how shitty he is and calling him, poor baby wants views and likes and whatever and fans. But, there's real problems out there like cancer and blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. Fuck you hard with a fucking big, what's it called? The American Challenge. Look up American Challenge. Look up fucked by the American Challenge. Fuck you real hard. Okay? fuck you. And I hope you're like the straightest, straight-laced, straight boy, or, you know, whatever, non-anal liking girl. I really don't care. Boy, girl, naked squirrel. Like I said, I'm LGBT, the chakra. I love that the chakra shit is rainbow because all my life is rainbow. So, but anyway. Yeah, so I eventually did lose a bunch of weight. I mean, at the beginning, you don't lose a lot of weight being bulimic. Like, because it's like you're eating and you're eating and you're eating. It's the binging. And you're not always throwing up everything. But I would sit in the bathroom until like barely anything was coming up. You throw up one time, you get some, but you're not getting like I was not, like, I knew that right off the bat. Like, well, I know I ate more than that, and I would just keep on fucking doing it. Eventually I didn't need the spoon anymore, and the fingers and whatever was just fine. So yeah, it really sucks because I don't have a gag reflex anymore, or I do have a gag reflex now. Like, I didn't used to have a gag reflex. That's the shittiest thing about being bulimic, you know, because then people almost get thrown up on, and we'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, so it was bad because when I was in college and I learned how to do this, I lived in a dorm that was like, it was suites, and there was 2 rooms, side by side, 2 separate rooms, and then we shared a bathroom. Like, we had a door, came into this just little walkway and led to the bathroom, and then there's two room doors there. So I lived there for 2 years, my last 2 years at school, including the summer in between. I took summer classes that year so I could hurry up and fucking graduate because I wasted the first 2 years of my years at Kent. But I think I had 4 suite mates total in that time, because I had 2 the first year because one moved out and then somebody else moved in. I had 1 during the summer, and then I was one of my friends from high school that lived there my last year. So when she lived there, I learned how to puke very quietly, and it's really disgusting because I didn't want to be in the bathroom taking up a fuck ton of time in the bathroom because people will just think I'm like shitting my brains out or something. So I developed a plan. So I took like plastic shopping bags from like, you know, like Walmart or Dollar Store or whatever, and I put 2 together, and I folded the sides down and like made it like open, like a big circle. And I set it on my floor, and I sat down on my floor on my knees, and I puked in those bags. And I learned how to do it quietly, and it wasn't noisy anyway. Like, I learned how to not gag while I was puking. It's like how to like not make a lot of noise anyway. And it's hitting the floor, so it's not noisy. Like, it's hitting, you know, splashing in the toilet water, you know. And then I would do my business, take the handles, tie a knot, set it, put it in my garbage, because we took our garbage out and set it out in the hall for the maintenance people to come get. Yeah. So one day I was sitting there, I was doing that, and that was in the days of AIM. That's AOL Instant Messenger. If any of you are like, you know, noobs and babies up here, this was in like 2002-ish. So I get a message. I get an instant message. I get an AIM message. And when I was finished, I went over to my computer and looked at it, and it was my suite mate. It's my friend. She's asking me if I'm okay. She's like, "Are you okay? I can hear you puking." Like, and I don't know her attitude as she was typing it. We never talked about this. Again, like, I don't know her attitude as she was typing it, but I was like, I read it as, "Hey, are you okay? Like, I can hear you puking. Like, what the fuck?" Like, that's how I read it in my head as her voice, like if she was saying it to me. So I was like, oh God, no, I feel like shit. Like, I've been dry heaving. We had sinks in our room. I was like, I've been dry heaving in the sink. Like, that's all, you know, I don't know. I feel like garbage. I never get sick, like, ever. She's like, oh, okay. I think she said it was like, oh, okay, like, don't get me sick or some bullshit. She was a nursing major. She'd be right. But it was don't get me sick or something like that. That was it. So I almost got caught by an actual friend. And there were friends who knew. I did tell friends. There was always somebody that knew when I first became engrossed in the LGBT community and I became a fag hag, and I had my handful of adorable gay boys that I still love, although I don't talk to most of them anymore. Just lost touch. I still love them, but they knew, and like, it was usually all as through the years, like, all my gay boys knew. My ex-girlfriend knew. My ex-boyfriend knew. They didn't like it when I did it, and I said I didn't want to, you know, I'll handle it, and then they would think I didn't do it anymore. Like, to any of them, the boys, the partners, whatever. And it was not a question. A couple of them caught me a couple times, but yeah. I always like to eat at buffets. I'll eat a plate or two, go to the bathroom and throw up, and come back and eat another fucking plate. People are like, God, where do you put it all? Sadly, in the fucking toilet. It was just, you know, it was just bad. And I'm going to start to wrap this up here. So I started to want to be bulimic when I was in high school. When I was 16, I had a boy that I went to school with tell me that I would be pretty if I were skinny. That's something every girl wants to hear when she's 16 and an awkward person. And so the antithesis, not the complete antithesis, but enough of an antithesis of popular. So many of the popular people hate her because this boy was a year older than me. He called me a stalker. It was just fucking crazy. Like, there's a whole big thing with that. If anybody wants to, you know, blow up his Facebook page, I can give his name out and you can go tell him he's a dick. But we're not going to do that because we're adults and we're adulting, and adulting sucks, but we still have to do it. So yeah, it was really fucking bad. I was extremely self-conscious. I had this girl make my life a living hell freshman year. Well, there was four people in one of my classes freshman year that made my life an absolute living hell. And one of the girls pissed me off more than any of them because her best friend was at least two of me. She was a big girl. And I'm like, really? You want to sit here and calling me fat? And I'm just like this repulsive fat thing. Quite honestly, in high school, I was about the same weight that I am now. It was just proportioned differently. My face was chubbier. My stomach was bigger. Like, the older I got, it all went to my fucking hips and ass. Not a big problem. I learned in the future that wasn't going to end up being a problem. But yeah, so I mean, they just made my life a living hell. One of the guys in this class called me fucking ham bone. Like, I'll be real with you. I got on my scale yesterday and I weigh 42 or 43 pounds. I forget because it was fluctuating. I forget what it ended up landing on, but it was 142 or 143. Okay, whatever. I was probably about the same when I was in high school. I think my sophomore year was the last time I wore a sleeveless shirt, and I don't even know how long. Probably the next time I wore some kind of a sleeveless shirt or tank top in public was probably when I started doing drag. Maybe a little bit before that. Cause that, you know, I had lost weight and I was going out to the gay bars a lot and I was really self-conscious about how I dressed at first, but maybe I wore some tank tops here and there, like fashion-y tank tops. I don't know. But yeah, regardless. And that was, what did I say, 2002? I was a sophomore in 1998, 2000. No, I was still in college in 2002. I'm sorry. I didn't start doing drag until about 2008. So yeah, sometime between like 2003 and 2007 or 8 was probably the first time I wore a tank top. And I never wore shorts in public until last year. Okay. I have a thing with my thighs. I have chubby thighs. I have thick thighs. I don't like to wear shorts in public. I bought a pair of jean shorts last year at a thrift store that were like Marilyn Monroe brand, and they're so cute, and I wore them all the time. Not this past summer, 2019. I'm so confused as to what year and day and all month, anything. So 2019, I bought these. Yeah, so that was the first time, other than Memorial Day parades, because I was in band and we marched for those. So yeah, it was traumatizing. Yeah, so thank you, boy that was a year older than me that I had a crush on for some ungodly reason in high school, and stupid ass girl, 2 girls and 2 guys in my freshman whatever history, social studies it was some kind of social studies class, I forget. And all them other dicks that wanted to call me fat. And ugly. Because I'm sorry. I am the antithesis of fat and ugly. So fuck you. Look at me now, bitch. Look at me fucking now. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I am still bulimic and I am still battling this eating disorder. And it really fucking sucks. And I'm going to wrap this up now. I don't have any more notes. So I am going to wrap this up now because I just hit 20 minutes. So I will be back with more tales of ED and tales of all kinds of stuff. Like we said, meditations and manifestation and witchcraft and holistic stuff, new agey spirituality, chakras and yoga and Tai Chi. I'm doing Tai Chi. I don't know yoga, but I am starting to do Tai Chi, tarot, all kinds of fun stuff. So stay with me and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste, bitches. Bye.